Hey guys, it is Sim Rover. Hope y'all are doing all right. So, as you know, my phone is out of commission. So I was like, well, what kind of video am I going to make? One of the most relevant things that I could be talking about is called P90X. And just so you can have a little look-see, P90X. So I am currently on day 64 of this program, and it is phenomenal. You may have heard of it, you may have not. So if you're ever wondering what is P90X, why would you care? Who does P90X? Is it only for super fit people? You know, those kind of questions. Well, to answer who is it for, honestly, I would say if you're like above 230 pounds or so and you're kind of in severe, like really not in good shape to be doing it, like I would refrain from doing it. I mean, you could do it technically, but basically what it does is there are 12 DVDs it provides you, and there are phases, and it has routines, and each phase is about 3 weeks long, and then it's followed by a 1 week of kind of resting, where like it has you. This is the resting week on the bottom, where you're still doing stuff, and there's my cat. Enjoy my cat there, but you're still doing things during the resting period. But basically, I've been doing the classic P90X. They have different ones you can do. You can do the super extreme one. You can do classic. You can do lean, and each one has its own different variety of workouts. Some examples are DVDs that focus on chest and back, triceps, shoulders, and chest, yoga, plyometrics, which is cardio, and stretching. They have yoga, and then there's X stretch, and there's a lot of different ones. There's Kimpo, which is kind of punching and kicking kind of things, and Cardio X. There's supplements. Because plyometrics, to be honest, is the most difficult workout I've ever done. I've done P90X quite a few times in the past. Not recently, though. Before doing it, like I'm on day 64, like I said. I had not done P90X since like maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's probably exaggerating, but yeah. The main thing is it works. Like I'm proof that it works because I have done it in the past and I came out looking much different. The fun part is you get to make. I like to do every 30 days. I take before, like I take photos. So day 1, day 30, day 60, day 90. Now, I recently just took the day 60 photos, and it's really cool because I can compare myself to what I looked like before. And you guys could literally just go to a YouTube video that I made 64 days ago and see what my face looked like because I'm different. I look different. Like I weighed on day 1, I weighed 191 pounds. And last year, or the year before that, I was around 230 pounds. And so whenever I started P90X 64 days ago, I was 191. But the couple of days after that, I decided to weigh myself some to see how much I would weigh. Because I knew 191 was too low. Because I knew I had weighed higher in previous days. So the actual range was 191 to 197 was how much I had weighed starting out. And it was more hovering between 194 and 197. So 191 was not holding steady by any means. And now you're probably like, well, how much do you weigh so far? Because, I mean, I'm more than 2/3 of the way through, right? So I weigh 186, 187, around those areas. Now you may be thinking like that's not that big of a difference. Why would you do P90X? Well, there's proof in the pudding, as they would say. This is the workout sheets that they have you use, and it has one for each DVD that you do. Um, there's some more of them, and you just write the date at the top, and then you record your reps, how many times you do whatever exercise, and just looking at this paper, I'm looking at like wide front pull-ups. Back on February 28th, I was only able to do 13. And then on the 14th of March, which was a month later, I was able to do 17. So like I'm able to see consistency and improving, but you also have to be aware how fat and muscle works. Now, like 186 is only 87, 88, 99. That's only 5 pounds less than from day one. But remember, I was around 194 to 197 in actuality on day one. But fat takes up more space than muscle. I read an article that said a pound of fat, you can liken it to like a pound of marshmallows. If you imagine a pound of marshmallows, that takes up a lot of space. But if you imagine a pound of steel, chink, that thing is refined, that thing is honed, it is sharp, you know. And so somebody who weighs 190 pounds and has more muscle is going to look more sculpted and more shaped and more like sharp around the edges kind of thing. Someone who's 190 pounds and has like more fat than muscle, you're going to look more plump and more fluffy, more spacious, if you will. Because muscle, while they weigh the same, it's more dense than fat. So muscle will get, once you get more of it, you become more honed and more chiseled, I guess. I don't know. So that's pretty cool. I can definitely see progress in it. But yeah, if you guys ever are interested in it, you can get the DVDs off of beachbody.com, I believe. But it's kind of hard to get the DVDs nowadays. You could try getting on eBay. I had to get the DVDs off of eBay again because the ones I had used many, many years ago, they're all scratched up. And I was like, I couldn't use them. So I had to get some off of eBay. And they worked. And you can also Google some stuff, like these worksheets. You could Google and print out a PDF of these. That's what I did, and just staple it together with all these pages. And as far as this booklet, this is the same exact booklet that I've had since the first time I did this. So I did P90X in the past, and I did it all the way through one time. I had started and stopped it multiple times, but I can testify this thing works, and I'm in a much better place. I feel very positive. Now, just because you're fit doesn't mean everything's hunky-dory all the time. It just kind of means you're able to regulate your emotions more easily, and you stay happier more for longer periods of time, I guess, and you don't let certain things weigh you down as much as if you were not in shape, I guess. I mean, it's common sense, really. Is it easy? Heck no. No, 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 no. It's not easy, but as Tony Horton, the host of the program that you would see him a lot, his phrase is, do your best and forget the rest. So literally do that. Just do what you can. And if you're struggling, that's okay. Like seriously, who cares if the guys on the guys and girls on the screen are knocking out their pull-ups and they're whatever the heck they're doing? Of course they're gonna be doing better than you because they finished the program. They're much more fit than you. And so I had to remind myself to be like, hey, it's okay, just do what you can. You're feeling tired, Just push out whatever. If you need to go to your knees on push-ups, go to your knees. Do whatever you need to do to get more reps out. Use a smaller weight or whatever. Um, the DVDs tell you what things you need, like yoga mat, dumbbells are good. You can get some weights at Target or whatever, or online. And as far as pull ups, one of the biggest things that annoyed me was I don't have a pull up bar. Whenever I did P90X years ago, I don't have a pull up bar. So, how do you do pull ups whenever you don't have a pull up bar? And that's a great question. You can Google it, you can YouTube it, how to do pull ups without a pull up bar. And there's this one guy who I used, and he basically, you use dumbbells and you bend over and you kind of pull them up at your waist kind of thing because it's using your back muscles when you're kind of leaning over with a flat back, not a curved back, and you pull up from the ground and up kind of thing. And so that's what I do. I don't think it gives you the full effect of a pull up, but it still does. It still works the muscle group. You just have to keep good form. So, um, yeah, big thing is quality over quantity. A lot of the time is what Tony Horton says. Um, just focus on keeping form because what good is an exercise if you're looking really bad doing it? Like you're looking like you're flopping on the ground or whatever. Now that happens in the first 2 months or so because you're like wiped out, especially in the first month and a half. Like I remember I was so, whew, I was struggling. Like they had these dive bomber things where like you're on the ground, like this is the ground, and then you're like pushing up and then going that way and then going back up and then pushing up and then going that way. It's crazy. And my muscles were so fatigued. I would just like, when I tried to go down to the ground in the push up form, I would smack on the ground because my muscles were so tired. And it's crazy. But I knew that was going to happen. And so I just did what I could and tried to do better next time. So, for example, like on my worksheets, I focused on like doing one more each week. And if I felt good, maybe do two more than I did on the last time I did an exercise. So, like on week uh, in February, I did 13 for the wide front pull ups. And then the next time I did the workout, I did 16 reps. So that was three more. And then the next time I did it, I did 17, which was one more than the previous. So I'm always trying to at least go up at least one more, or if I feel good, I'll do more kind of thing. So it kind of depends. You have to read your body, how it feels. So um, it works out. It works very well. So try it out if you want to. But that is what P90X is. It is a life changer. It is worth it. If you're not completely in shape, it doesn't matter. I was not in shape when I started it. I was not in shape at all. So yeah, try it out and just do what you can. Don't worry about doing what they're doing on the DVDs. Just do what you can, and you'll eventually get to that. It takes like a month and a half to 2 months to get to a place where you're realizing that you're actually able to keep up with them now, kind of thing. Or if you're in somebody who is weighed heavier than me when I started, maybe you're not going to see those results until 2 months or 2.5 months. So, like give yourself some grace. Be nice to yourself. Give yourself time, patience. Do what you can. That's all you can do. So, yeah, that is what P90X is, and I'm glad I went over that. That was pretty fun. But if that's anything, guys, remember, this is Simmer over here, and I'll talk to you all next time. Ciao.